digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in a roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh, Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, welcome and welcome back to Thfc Till We Die, home of top past, present, and the exciting future under Roberto De Zerbi. And yes, this is Newsbeat, your transfer rumour show, where we give you all the latest rumours going around Tottenham Hotspur. We actually will give you some factual news as well and try to debust the fake news that's going around, because what's really bugged me over the last couple of days, right, is all the fake shit you're seeing on X. Everyone, nobody mentioned about Arsenal and Tonali yesterday, and then suddenly out of nowhere Simon Jordan opens up his mouth and everyone in exercise, they're the new in the know, and start putting out Tonali wants to go to Arsenal, when Arsenal could be buying Morgan Rogers and Bacoli. Really? Where's Tonali going to fit in that midfield? So yeah, we're going to have a bit of a rant about that as well. We're going to talk a little bit about Bergville, why I think we've wasted Bergville's talent at Tottenham, and that some of the blame has to be laid at Thomas Frank and Tudor for the way they treat them. There's a great article in by Alistair Gold, I have to say, and this is the link for it, guys. I would recommend to go and read this article. It's a very, very good article about Bergville. So please do hit the like. It's extremely interesting and an extremely great read. It could give you about a good 15-20 minutes, but do read it, guys. It is an interesting read. I would say big up to Rodney Martin, big up to Rodney. Rodney says big up to all, lying out. Big up to Giant68, big up Giant. He says big up to him on chat. I see Romero was subbed off, took a knock to his knee. Yeah, I've got a lot to say about Romero as well, by the way. Reports that a 95 million bid for Tonali is about to go in. I haven't heard that yet, Philip. I am waiting for sort of an update. I've had a few updates today from the people I use. I'm waiting for a new one about Tonali. So as soon as I get it, I know another bid. There was reports an £86 million bid went back in. I don't know if that was the original bid and this is a new one, but I haven't seen anything as of yet. Let me know, Philip, in the chat where that is about, so I can go and give it a quick look. Big up to Daz. Big up to him. I smashed the likes, chat. Thank you so much, Daz. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Teb. Big up, Teb. Hope you're doing well. But he says, if I lose it, if Arsenal make a scapegoat once more, Spurs, please the money. Yeah, look, I don't think he's going to Arsenal, if I'm being honest, Teb. I do feel that then getting Bacoli and Morgan Rogers Where's Tonali going to fit in? To be fair, I think this is lazy journalism, if I'm being put out there. And it scares Tottenham fans because we went through it with Morgan Gibbs-White, we went through it with Eze last summer. I do feel some of it's lazy journalism, but I haven't had any confirmation from that, or I've seen anything on X or like from Fabrizio or Ben Jacobs or Paul O'Keefe mentioning that about Arsenal being connected to him. Everything's that he wants to come to Tottenham. He wants to go with De Zerbi. They're both from the same town in Italy. So I'd be with you. If that did happen, I would lose my shit, and I think I would as well. But I think I'm going to take it a little bit as fake news. At the moment, that's the same with all transfers as well, man. That there's a lot of fake news out there. But big up, great to see you in the channel. Get your thoughts in, hit the like and subscribe, man. And great to have you in, and lovely welcome to the family. Big up to Nige. Big up, Nige. Good evening, Spurs fans. Just wanted the masterclass for Lionel Messi. 38 scored 2 brilliant goals for Argentina. Missed penalty for me. Best player in the world. Yeah, he is. Nigel, look, I never thought I would see another player like Maradona again. I grew up with the Maradona era, and I just thought, in my lifetime, I would never see another player on his level. I think we've witnessed Messi on a higher level than Argentina, as higher level than Maradona. I think it's the next step up. I really, really do. Big up to Anthony as well. Big up, buddy, from Sydney. Big up, Anthony. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Great to see you in. Harry Hotspur mentioned tonight. Okay, Grant, I'll have that a look. I have asked the question anyway, Philip, so hopefully I will get an answer for you before the end of the show. Big up to Paige as well. Big up, Paige. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Tonali as ours. It's going to happen, man. And that's what pisses me off, because there's so much fake news out there, and people fall for it. People do fall for it. People do fall for it, and people think, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's coming to Tottenham. He is coming to Spurs. Simon Jordan, yeah, he is. I really pissed me off. I'm going to have my rant about that today. Big up to Daz. Big up to Paige as well. Thank you so much. And guys, if you can do me a favor, I think at 9:45, or is it 9:45? 9:45, 9:45. Can you get over to Jess's channel and we do we do a redirect for their watch along, which I'm joining them for France and Iraq. So please do get over there. Big up to everyone in the chat. So let's crack on with the show, shall we? Now, this was from Sky Sports journalist Michael Bridge on Last Word on Spurs last night. He said a solid start to the summer window, and I can tell you Spurs are doing everything to get Sandro Tonali in. And I think they are. I think Tottenham are doing everything to get it in. I think he brings something different to the midfield, and I like Tonali. I think somebody described him as the, I forget, was it Roy Keane described him as a little boss man in the midfield. Totally agree with that. I think he would enhance our midfield, and it'd be a statement signing for us as well, by the way. So, we've already got Robinson, who I think is a great signing. We've got Sensei, I think is a great signing. We get Tonali in, we get Somerville in, and we get Savinho in. There is talk that we're in for the West Ham double as well. There's been talk on next tonight. A lot of rumours going around that we've already, agreed a deal with Fernandez, and it's between club and club. So we have to see what happens. But Tonali, I think it will happen. I said it the other day, 85%. I'm now putting it up to 90% in my mind. This from no news that I've got, no information in my own mind, that it's 90% done. And I think it's just the last bit that has to be pushed over the line. But I can see it happening. I think we may get here we go in the next, I would say personally, probably in the next 48 to 72 hours, we might get here we go from Fabrizio. Bergville asking price well, but he's feeling that this was from Fabrizio Romano, a little bit about the thing as well. But he's feeling that with Tottenham going for Sandro Tonali, Tottenham wanted to add more players in midfield. He's not going to find the space he needs in order to develop. And to grow under Roberto De Zerbi. This is why Bergville wants to go. Probably 45 to 50 million take deal done. I think we're treating Bergville very sort of harshly here, and I'll explain why. I think Bergville is an exceptional talent. Probably one of the best Swedish players to come out of Sweden in a hell of a long time. Don't forget, he chose Tottenham over Barcelona to come to us. And under our previous manager, Ange Postecoglou, he took to him. He loved him. He used him. And you could see he was learning as well in matches, in Premier League, in Europa League matches. Last season, he did have a bit of an injury hit season, but again, he was used more than what he should have been used. I get a lot of fans don't rate Bergville. I get that. And as I said, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion on any player at Tottenham. Doesn't mean we've all got to think the same. And I think as long as you respect the other person's opinion and argument, there's always room for compromise. There's always room for, do you know what? I can see what you're saying, and you can see what I'm saying. We'll agree to disagree, but it doesn't mean we're going to fall out over it. And I think over the last month or 2 months or so, there's been a lot of shit and a lot of fans dishing Bergville, dishing Archie Gray as well. And I think it's unwarranted. I think it's unfair. I think he's a better player than a lot of people give him credit for. And I feel last season when we had no midfielders, when Palhinha was out, when other players were out, Archie Gray and Bergville did well. In very difficult circumstances, may I add. And especially Archie Gray, because I think Archie Gray is even De Zerbi's called him a future Spurs captain. And I agree with that 100%. Bergville, for me, has got a bit lost. And I think he's got a little bit, I think he doesn't feel as wanted at Tottenham. And some players need an arm around it, where other players need to kick up the arse, or another player needs, a rollicking. Some players need an arm around the shoulder. And he wasn't getting that from Thomas Frank, and he wasn't getting that from Tudor. He did get that under De Zerbi, but he is right. If we do bring in these new midfielders, where's he going to play? Now, there is rumours and there's talk that Sarr could be going to Crystal Palace, and that might open up a room for him there. But I would loan him out. How about loaning him out for a season? Let him develop at a Premier League club. Let him develop and let him get his first team football, and then bring him back. So I don't know where people are. I may do a poll actually on this. So let me keep a poll. Would you sell or loan out? Because I'd be interested to see. Where you guys are on this, because I feel that I feel he's a good player. He's a good player to have there, but it's down to you guys what you think. And to be fair, you press 1 for loan and 2 for sale. So that's how the poll works, guys. If you can do that for me, I would be really appreciated. Let's see what people are saying in the chat about the Bergville thing. I'm a similar age, spot on. Spurs had 2 billion Argentinians in the 80s. Still remember that brilliant goal against Man City at Wembley. What? Yeah, Ricky Villa. Big up to Spanish. Big up to Spam. How are you doing? Well, bud. It said, why would Tonali go to Spurs? Because why not? Why wouldn't he want to come to Tottenham? We're a big club. We're a massive name. Yes, we've had 2 shit seasons, but we're as big as any other club in the Premier League. And the only way from once you reach the last of the bottom and the low ebb, the only way is up. So, Tottenham on the way up now, and with the right manager and the right backing, why wouldn't he not want to come to Spurs? But why are you saying that? Explain. I'll put it back to you. The question to you then, Span, is, right, man, why do you think he won't come to Spurs? What's your reason for that? So let me know, man, what you're thinking. Big up to Sunreal, big up. Hope you're doing well, buddy. He said Bergville gives the ball away all the time. What does he actually do? You could say that about any of our midfielders last season, to be fair. You could say that about Papa Sarr. You could have said that about Palunia. You could have said that about Bentancur, Archie Gray, Conor Gallagher for most parts. You could have said the same about Basuma as well. So I think it's easy to pick on young players where we don't sort of pick on the elder players, if you know what I mean, the more experienced players. But it's easy to bash a young player because he's young. But you won't have a go at Palunia. You won't dig out a Bentancur or a Sarr or a Basuma when he was playing. But let's all bash Bergville and Archie Gray. And I think that's where I feel is a little bit unfair, because I do feel also that when you're young players, you are going to make mistakes, you're learning. And these players did not ask to come into the first team straight away. These players needed time to settle in the club, to get their way into the first team. There has to be a pathway for them to gain experience and start getting experience on what they're doing. The Premier League is a fast league. It's not an easy league to settle in. Players either settle in it or they don't. And I think with Bergville, he has the talent. As I said, he's the most talented Swedish player to come out. And that's not just me saying that. I think that was one of Swedish players saying that he's the most talented Swedish player to come out in the generation. But some of these generational good talented players need to be trained differently. They need to be treated differently, to let them express themselves, to let them feel that they're wanted. And if you're a Thomas Frank and you're ignoring him, and you're a Tudor, you're ignoring him, then you are going to feel, well, I'm not wanted here, so I'm going to move. And it says a lot that the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United are after him. Bayern Munich are looking to buy him as well. Doesn't mean he's a shit player then, does it? Because if he was a shit player, you'd probably have clubs like Ipswich or Southampton or teams like that in the lower league of the Premier League chasing him. These are top teams. These are world-class teams that are chasing him. So it says a lot about his ability and his talent as a player and a midfielder, that these big clubs are chasing him. And look, to get 45, 50 million for him, I think is a good price. And if he wants to go, I'd be sad to see him go. But if he needs to go for his career, then he has to go, because it's no point staying and fighting for your place if you're not going to get much game time. Then that damages your talent. That damages you playing for Sweden. And I think he's played well for Sweden for when he's come on as well. But look, that's just my opinion. Everyone's different. Everyone sees both are different. That's just mine. But I love seeing other people's opinion, because I love debating and I love seeing people's opinion. I respect everyone's opinion. All the next are just fake. Yeah. Do you know what, Ollie? I so agree with you, man. I was looking a lot on X today, and a lot of it is, you're thinking, really? Big up to Philip. He said he does want to work with De Zerbi. It doesn't mean that he wants to leave, and he hasn't put in a transfer. If you look at him and you look at Luca as well, there's a player that just thrown his toys out the pram. I'm not playing in the first team. I'm moving. Bergville was saying, look, if I don't get any game time, I will move, but I'm willing to work and make it my own. And that's what you want from a player. Big up to Play for Spurs. This is hi, Dermo. For me, we haven't got time or space to develop him. We need results right now. And if it doesn't see any more experience when it coming, surely benefit to him overall. Yeah, see, that you can have that point of view as well. And that's a very good point of view. So that's a very big up to you, man. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you for a while. Must get you on again. If he actually has ambition to actually play, he would choose Spurs over Woolwich. Exactly. I couldn't make that point any better myself than what you, Cyril, than you've just put it. It's all about ambition. And Arsenal are looking to get Rodgers and looking to get Barcola. So why would you go and sit there? And look, Eze's not going to get any much more game time, is he? He's going to be a squad player. And you would have thought Eze would go in there and be number one on the team sheet. Big up. Anthony C, I reckon it would be an 85 million plus 15 million add-ons. Believe me, he is worth every cent. Tonali would prefer. Yeah, I'm so excited. If we get this done, I'm getting his name printed on my shirt completely. Tonali is not for a relegation battle. We're not going to be in a relegation battle next season. Guarantee you that. And I am putting my money. I will go, and I'm actually doing this, and I will show you the slip on Wednesday. I'm going in the bookies. I'm sticking the tenner on Spurs to win the Premier League next season. And also I'm doing 2 bets. Spurs to qualify for Europe next season and Tottenham to win the league. €20 bet, €10 each. And I will prove I've done it as well on the channel. Unlike Luca, Bergville has emphasized he has no problem with Spurs. He purely desires for game time. Yeah, you can't. He's a young player. Of course he's going to look for game time. So Philip, and that shows different character of the players, doesn't it? It really does. Big up to Elspur, sprinkling a bit of Las Vegas on the channel. Hi, hope you're all well. Hope you, Elspur. Haven't seen you for a long time. Hope you're doing well. Bergville is a decent player. He's decent, isn't good enough anymore. We need better. Yeah, I get it. And you make a good point in that as well. Span, we won't be in a relegation battle if a decent player signed. Yeah, exactly. But look, they're two. All right, so the poll. Let me see the poll. Where's the poll? Well, how come that hasn't updated? Oh, handy if I started it, wouldn't it? Right. Can you press that again then? Because I didn't press start. Sorry. It's okay. Just put the 2 in again if you can. Big up. So Elspur and is going for sale. Philip is saying Tonali will have a relegation battle if he stays where he is. Yeah, for definite. I totally agree with that. Big up, Kev. How are you doing, Kevin? Hope you're doing well, buddy. I hate it when we use superlatives in describing players. Bergville is a good, promising young. How can you call him exceptional? I don't know. He's exceptional. Is look, he's the most exceptional player to come out of Sweden in a long time. That's the point I was trying to make. I think some of his performances have been good. He's a good young player. I think he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. So maybe exceptional is probably a bit much. And I did say that coming out of Sweden, I think that's the point I was trying to make. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it didn't come out right. And sometimes I do struggle to get things what I mean out. So I do apologize. I think he can become an exceptional world-class player if he goes on the trajectory he's on. He's just got to have the right player, manager, and the right environment around him for him to grow, if you know what I mean. So big up to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Liverpool United are way bigger than Spurs. Yeah. So what? They've got a bet. They've won more in recent histories. Well, Tottenham have a great history. Tottenham are as big as they are. Who's the only team to win the FA Cup as a non-league side? Tottenham Hotspur. Who's the only team to win the first double in the last century? Tottenham Hotspur. Who's the first team to win a European trophy? English club to win the European trophy. Not British club, British club to win the European trophy. Tottenham, 62, 63, Cupman's Cup. Who's the first British team to win 2 European trophies? Tottenham. Who was the first team last century to win back-to-back FA Cups? Tottenham, 61, 62, 81, 82. So, do you know what? All these clubs can have a cluster of success, right? And recently, they have been bigger than us because they've won more than us. I get that. But Tottenham have a big history. Tottenham are a massive club. Always will be a massive club. And I'll always think they're a massive club. It's how I see Tottenham. It's how I support my team. It's how I support Tottenham Hotspur. For me, they're a massive club. Always have been, always will be. Dermo, that's why we're bringing in new midfielders. Next 2 seasons, our midfielder will be transformed. They've all been shit, hence why we finished them. Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad you said that. They're all to blame. But I think, as I said before, it's easier to bash young players than it is to bash the experienced ones. And look, I look, Bergville and Archie Gray played in extreme. They were pushed in when we needed them, and they did perform to us. And Archie Gray deserves his Player of the Year, by the way, by the fans. Totally deserves it. And Bergville won it the year before. And everyone's going, Palunia's the better. Yeah, Palunia's the man. Well, why haven't we signed Palunia yet? How come we haven't come out and signed them straight away? That should tell you something as well, by the way. I get rid of Bergville and Sarr, maybe Singray and line, but how they would get game time with only one game a week. Bentancur and Gallagher are ahead of them. No, that is a point as well, with only one game a week. If we were in Europe, you'd probably see a bit more game time for everyone. But you're right, one game a week, plus the cups. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Big up to Jess as well. Please, everyone do go over to Jess White Talks Football. 9:45 tonight. I want to see a Thfc raid in there. She does the best watch-alongs World Cup, works extremely hard over there, her and Stacey and Josh and James and that. So ready to go over there. And she's been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much for your support and loyalty, Jess. And join us on Thursdays at 6 for our podcast that we do with JSY Talks Football. North London Talks Football, featuring JSY Talks Football. So do every Thursday. Watch out for that. Tell me aside that challenges with Champions League who doesn't have a shit hot midfield. Oh, they do. Yeah, I do get, but I think Bertha and Archie Gray are scapegoats where a lot of the other midfielders need to be taken to task as well. So what? Nobody cares. I don't get that. Sorry. Loan Bergville to Leeds. 2-1. Big up, Pete. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to put a 10 on Spurs top 6. Big up, Flat Cat, Pete. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I haven't seen you for a long time. Let's see now how it is. Oh, it's 50-50 at the moment. Oh, interesting. Big up, Dermo. Everyone in the chat, please loan Bergville and Vucevic out. Luca out. Don't sell these wonder kids. Do you know what? It says, you don't need to apologise, mate. I misheard you. I admire the fact he wants to leave. It's based on wanting more playing time. Too many players nowadays. Do you know what, Kev? You're so spot on. And Philip said the same thing. It's so refreshing, isn't it? That a player wants to leave because, do you know what? It's not about money. It's not about getting a bigger contract. It's about, I want to play football. I want to improve myself as a player. And if I can do that at Tottenham, I would stay and fight. But if I'm not, then I'm prepared to go and find first team football. Yeah, absolutely spot on, Kevin. I hope you're doing well, buddy. I haven't seen you for a long while, actually. So I hope you're doing well, bud. Big up to Spurs. Been watching the World Cup. Saw a video with Yang, who got media credentials for the career team. Wow. Yeah, you can argue that Frank has ruined the development of Yang Ten Amberg. But yeah, absolutely. I am going to do a video on this over the next few days. I'm going to do a pre-record on Thomas Frank's sort of time at Tottenham. I'm going to see, can I get James or one of the lads? I may do it myself. I've got a lot to say on Thomas Frank and how he's ruined these young players. I really do. And again, do look at that article by Alistair Gold on football.london. I did put the link in the chat. Do go and look at it. It's a great read. And you read it and it makes you angry. It really does. Responding to the person who said we're man of bigger clubs, hence who cares? Exactly. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Every club has a history. Every club is as big. We're no bigger than any other club in the Premier League. And it really boils my blood. It really pisses me off because Tottenham, for me, are a massive club. We've got a massive fan base. Do you know, back in the 80s, right? And this is true as God. Out of all the London clubs, Tottenham and Arsenal had the biggest away following in the first division, back before the Premier League, back in the first division. And this was all standard. Tottenham and Arsenal had the biggest following out of North London. And we still do. Every away game, our fans, we travel in numbers. And we're a massive club. We're a massive name and a massive football club. We haven't been successful over the last 20 years. 2 trophies. Yeah, not good enough. But still doesn't make us a big trophy. A big club. We're a massive club. There are reports that Romero has said, no, he does want to stay, Philip. And that brings me on nicely. Actually, I will talk about that in a minute, Philip. So I'm going to start that if that's all right, because I got my say in Romero. Thfc skit. Mikey Moore set for a loan move. Tottenham have sanctioned another loan departure for highly rated young winger Mikey Moore this summer. Team talk this has come from understands Rangers are set to make a major push to win the race for his signature. Again, this goes like with Bergville. It goes with the youngsters as well. Will Lancashire, Ashley Phillips. We're ruining our young players. And again, we're sending Mikey Moore out to loan. Why can we not use him on the left? Tell me why. Sorry, I got a sore throat. Tell me why we can't use him on the left. It doesn't make any sense. He had a really good loan season at Rangers last season. So why can we not use that to our advantage this season at Tottenham? He's a gifted footballer. I think, what was somebody said to me today? I heard, what was it? 6 goals and 4 assists or something like that. Or 7 goals. I can't remember. Do you know, I can't remember. I will find the stat and I will bring it to you tomorrow's show. I can't remember the stat. I just wonder if the person that said it to me. Where's Josh? Where is it? Just give us a minute here, guys. I will be 2 seconds. I'm just trying to... Oh, here we go. Sorry. Oh, members. Here we go. Josh. I want to get this. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. Oh, that was it. 7 goals and 4 assists. It was 11 goal contributions. For a young lad, that's exceptional. That is absolutely exceptional. And why we're not using him at Tottenham is we're ruining our young players. We're literally ruining a side that we had a load of academy players that won the Premier League. They won trophies with the young, and we've never used them. Oh, we'll send them out on loan. We'll send them out on loan. That's all we need to do. Send them out on loan. And it's not good enough anymore. Look at United, they use their young players. You look at Liverpool, they bring on their young players and keep them within the first team squad and give them game time. And they gain experience and they get playing more and more. You look at other teams, we don't do that at Tottenham. No, it's okay. Mikey Moore, probably one of our best youngsters we've had at the club in a long while. Don't worry, send them out in another line. Use these players like Mason Miller. Philip Brady will tell you, he's in the chat as well. I'm so excited about Mason Miller. Do you know, he's another talent as a striker. And what do? Nothing with him. I don't know if we're going to use him. We're going to send him out on loan. We're a joke sometimes when it comes to our youngsters. We're an absolute joke. And we destroy young players because you keep sending them out on loan. Yeah, they may play well in League One or League Two of the Championship. But how are they going to play in the Premier League game? Because Premier League is totally different from the Championship in League One and League Two. If you're going to loan a player out, loan them in the lower Premier League side. Let them get Premier League experience. Or if not, keep them at the club and use them. You know, our youth academy, Glenn Hoddle, Steve Perriman, Ali Dick, Nicky Barmby, these young players that have come through our academy and become Premier League players or First Division players. Glenn Hoddle and Steve Perriman become absolute legends of the football club. But there's no time for youth these days. It's all about, we want success, we want it now, so we're going to spend loads of money, bring a load of players in, and the youngsters' pathway is blocked. And a lot of them end up not having the career they should have done because their sort of trajectory that they're on has been stopped there and then they regress. And this is going to happen to Mikey Moore. We're either going to sell him or we're going to keep him at Tottenham. Where's Dean Scarlett? There's another striker that had the promise. Where's Dean Scarlett? not the player he was, and he hasn't gone on as a player. He hasn't grown as a player because we just don't look after our youngsters, and it's really frustrating. It really is. Cheers, Jess, for that. Yeah, Josh did give it to me as well. Thank you so much. Big up, thanks, pal. Had bad 3 years mentally since I lost my wife a few years ago this November. So I'm back now following this club. Hope to start me on stream when I work out how. Big up. Well, listen, man, you need any help? Me emails in below. I will give you all the help I can. And listen again, my sincere sympathies over your loss of your wife. Do you know we're all here for you, bud. But it's great to see you back, mate. Great to see you back. I will be at Tottenham on the 7th at BTS. Well, Hotspur, enjoy it. Absolutely enjoy it. Mikey Moore isn't ready yet. He needs to perform in week out Scotland, which he isn't doing yet. I struggle to see him long term on the left. He lacks pace for me. Yeah, I get it. I think the Scottish League is slightly different to the Premier League. I think he done wonders up at Rangers. Do you know what? Do you agree with me, Kev, that you see him more as an attacking midfielder than as a winger? Then is that whether you see him long term? Or do you think he can develop more? He might be a bit of a late developer, like Harry Kane was a late developer. So is he a late developer and he's going to get better on the left? Or do you see him more as an attacking midfielder? Let me know. Let me know in the chat what you think, buddy. Mikey Moore did well in Scotland, Young Player of the Year. Yeah, he did get Young Player of the Year. Yeah, I watched him a lot this season. Believe me, the bar isn't high Scotland. He's still way off for me. Now that's fair. No, that's fair. I don't think many Rangers fans will agree with you. Look, this is about opinions, isn't it? And that's what I love about football. I love opinions. I love opinions. You could stick 10 Tottenham fans, right, or 10 football fans in a room, give them a say, is Messi the greatest player ever? And 10 of them will all have their own opinions. I love football like this. I see him playing on the inside for sure. Do you know, that might be the room for him, actually. Do you know, that's not a bad shout. I can see that myself. Big up to Luca as well. Luca is prepared to submit a transfer. Just sell him. If he doesn't want to be here and he's causing this much of a fuss, then just sell him out of the football club completely. Just let him go. Look, he may be this talent, but we've only seen that in the Bundesliga. And no disrespect to the Bundesliga. It isn't the greatest. Do you know, any player can look great in the Bundesliga. The Premier League is different. Now, he may have the temperament, he may have the talent to be successful in the Premier League. We won't know. But he's only 18 years of age. And I think A, he needs to get people around him. B, he needs to, you know, just knuckle down a little bit and work hard. And take a leaf out of Bergville's book. Do you know, this is I demand to start. I'm sorry, what have you done in the game? You've had one good season in Germany. Doesn't make you on the level of Mickey van der Ven or on the record Romero and Cecchini or players like that. You've got to work your way up there. You've got to earn your spot. You've got to work hard for the club. And just because you're not getting what you want and you're throwing your toys out the pram, then go. Just go. Because I don't want these type of players at my football club, at our football club. I want people that want to be there, that want to play for the club, want to play for the badge. And I want to give everything for this team. Well, if you're going to throw your toys out the pram, then I'm sorry. Just go. Just absolute go. Big up Bird on Bing Banjo. Hope you're doing well, buddy. He says, well, all this started life as I want to play a season with my brother. I know. For me, look, if he doesn't want to be here, then just either loan him or sell him. But you can't demand at 18 years of age, I'm playing. Maybe, look, I admire his balls. I admire that he's got gumption and he's got backbone and he's got the convictions of his he thinks he's a better player than Romero or something like that. He thinks I'm better than you. Do you know, fair play to him for the guts and the balls for that. But he is only 18. And I think who's ever around him, I think is whispering in his ear, And maybe it's his agent. Maybe this is all agent talk. Maybe the agent is saying, look, I want my cut here. You get a move and I get a nice little bonus here. Do you know, he needs better advisors around him. Totally. Loaning him back where you weren't last season makes sense, but that's about it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Big up to Rashford's the Spurs. Now, this is from the people I use. So this now is information that I've got. So all the rest of it was from Team Talk, Football.London, all your sites you see on the internet. This is from me now. THFC till we die. This is our news that we've got ourselves. Now, there is a genuine link between Marcus Rashford and Tottenham, but nothing is close, being agreed, very unlikely to happen at this stage. And I do feel that this one might have legs in it. This may not be, this may run for a couple of weeks. I think there's legs in this. This is just my gut telling me they may be legs. And I would not be too unhappy if we get this one done. I like Rashford. I think Rashford is a very, very good player. I really do. And I think given the right environment, give him the right tools, give him the right manager, give him the right confidence, I think we could get a really good player. Now, there is talk that Tottenham don't want to pay the 40 million release clause. I feel that's a bit high, if I'm being honest. Then they might say, well, look, we'll take you on a loan with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. So we have to see what happens. But for me, this one I would like to get done. I think this one for me, if we can get this one done, I will be happy. I'll be like Tonali. If we can get this one done, yeah, then things are changing. Spurs are eyeing 2 West Ham players as well. The price for both would be 80 million for Fernandes, 50 million for Sullivan. Now, Fernandes. Now, there's a lot of talk on X that Man United are in for him. That Man United have now nearly agreed a deal with him, and then they don't want to pay the asking price from West Ham. There's also talk that Tottenham have agreed a deal, and they're prepared to put in a £70 million bid. Now, we don't know what's true or not. All I know that Tottenham, Man United, I think another club as well, off the top of my head, I can't remember, are in for him as well. Somerville, Manchester United are in for him as well. But I was talking to a Man United fan today. He said he didn't think that we needed, we don't need a winger. I would love Somerville at the club. I think we need somebody in the left-hand side. This Savinio deal's been going on and on and on. If it's going to happen or not, I don't know. If we've got a chance to get 2 players from West Ham, go and get it done. Don't stand there talking about it. Here's your money. This is what we're willing to pay. Take it or leave it. Pay the players the wages they deserve and get them into the football club, because I think they're both very good players. And then all we need, I think, is a striker. If we can get that sorted, I think we've already got the nucleus of a great side. Add these players into it, I think it makes a good side into a great side, if you know what I mean. But for me, out the 2, I wouldn't mind Fernandes, but I would prefer Somerville more than Fernandes. But if we can get both, I'd be absolutely over the moon for that. So that, guys, that is all the latest news and views around. There's nothing really a lot today, though I do need to sort my camera out. It looks like I'm hiding behind this desk, which I'm not. Big up to Roy. He says it's up to the club. Luca will not go without a proper fee. I say hold out for 60 million at least. Look, if I'm being honest, right, and I get your point. Yes, I think it is up to the club. You are right. And I do feel also that, God, I do look small behind this desk. It looks like I'm a little boy. Sorry. I forgot my camera wasn't sorted. I don't think he's worth 60 million yet. He is talented. No word of a question. He is talented. But I think he's been advised badly. And I think that's the issue. He needs better people around him. And again, I use Bergville as an example. Hasn't disrespected the club. Hasn't disrespected the fans. He's willing to stay and work and gain his place. But he is also saying, I do want first team football as well. And then you got Lucas saying, right, I'm going to hand in the transfer request to get this done. Take a leaf out of Bergville's book. Show a little bit of respect. We offered you 100,000. We did offer you a contract worth £100,000 a week. And you haven't even turned that down. That was the rumour going around a month ago. that he offered them £100,000 a week contract and they didn't take it. Now, how true that is, I don't know. It could be true, might not be true. But if he was offered that, Luca, then for me, then this is his agent doing this. And I agree. Agents are the pain of football. They really are. Big up, Kevin. I never really cared about age. If you're good enough, you're right. Yeah, you're like me. If you're good enough, you're old enough. I go in for Monaco. He is a very quality player, actually. I do agree. Would he do well in the Premier League? That's the thing, isn't it? You're buying these players from Europe. And are they going to hit the ground running in the Premier League? Some of them do, some of them don't. So it's not a bad shout. I agree with that. It's not a bad shout. I actually think another seeing Rangers might benefit Mikey more. He's still in the 19 after that, and he will. Yeah, that's true. Starting Nelly every game unless McCain doesn't fancy him. That's the issue now, isn't it? With the Rangers' new manager. Rashford or Moore, we're talking levels. Well, look, Rashford's higher than Mikey Moore. But, I would keep Moore around the club and use him. I would let him spend a year, use him, bring him on sub, start using them, start integrating them in, into the new channel, into the team, start integrating them in games, like bring them on for 15 minutes and try to get him used to Premier League levels. He's young enough, he will grow. Tottenham been linked with everyone at once, so even had his link with Glenn Hunt. Oh, Jesus. That website's fucking talking garbage. Disaster. Romero could have done his MCL again. Oh, Jesus. I swear to God, not even the curse of Spurs. He declares he wants to stay at Tottenham and then he gets injured. And that brings me on nicely, actually, to Philip Brady's point about Romero. There's a report that Romero has said he wants to stay at Spurs. Do you know what? I've got my views on Romero, and for me, Romero is like a petulant child that won't do as he's told. He throws his toys out of his pram. And last season, I got pelted for my opinions on Romero, for him calling out the board and that he's a liability. He's a quality player, no question about that. He's a quality player, but he is a liability. He will, and I tried to use the Roy Keane scenario, right, as an example. Roy Keane got sent off a lot of times. But Roy Keane wouldn't, and I know it's slightly different back in them days. He just wanted players to work hard. He would do it by example. He would lead the team forward. He would go into the trenches and fight for the team if they weren't winning and really put it in 100%. Where was Romero when we really needed him? Where was he? He was crying coming off against Sunderland, not because he couldn't help Tottenham, because he thought his World Cup was over. And then you had all that debacle at the end of the season in Argentina, having to come back. I'm sorry, he should be stripped of his captaincy. He should be given to somebody else. And nobody wants him. I wonder why. Reputation follows you very much in football. And his reputation is, do you know what? Country first, club second. Quality player, don't get me wrong. He's a quality player. I'd rather have him at Tottenham than playing against us. But I just don't think he's going to be a first team starter. With the players that we've brought in, do you know what? I still think he will go in this window. But where he will go, I don't know. He may want to say, but Atletico Madrid may put in a good bid for him. If he's injured, then he won't be going nowhere. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Romero. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to rebuild my trust in him, because I felt he's let us down very badly with his attitude and the way that he's come across during the end of this season. And some of the performances he put in last season weren't great either, by the way. Big up to John, Evening Dermo, Tonoli, just pay the money. Yeah, we are putting another bid in, apparently. I'm waiting for another update on it. So as soon as I get it, I'll bring to you first and fastest, as I always do. Issue we have is Matters. He has maybe 2 more good years left. Xavi's out for some time. Yeah, he's out to New Year with Kula and Gallagher isn't great enough. No, you are right. We do need another player in there that we can lock. Maybe Kula coming back as well, but I don't know how long Kula's going to be out for. But we are going to Xavi's out to New Year. Odebear's out for New Year, so we do need attacking options quite before the pre-season starts. Totally agree with you. Get the most out of young players on loan next season. Wise to have a one game a week. Keep one or two max to work with senior. But yeah, I totally agree, Kevin. Make a very good point. That's what I do. But absolutely great points. Why doesn't Bertha see himself as a solution for us off the bench, starting in games where favourites to win? That's not a bad shout. I think Burville just wants that arm around the shoulder, just to say, look, you have got a future here. I believe in you. And I think if he's made to feel wanted, I think then he's quite happy then to stay and fight for his place. I think that's all it's gonna take, in my opinion. We just didn't have that luxury in the run. No, we didn't. We didn't have that luxury in the running. You're right. We didn't. We had so many injuries. I think Burville put his arm around him and say, look, you're wanted by me. You've got a big future here. You're a talented player. You can become a really, really great player. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing. I will guide you. And I do feel Thomas, Frank, and Tudor have an awful lot to answer for when it comes to the young players. They have really set back some of these players. And us as fans, we're guilty as anyone from slagging off these young players. We will batter these young players to death with our opinions and slating them, and they're not good enough. Where some of these older players shouldn't have been. They should get some of the stick as well. Kevin put it in the chat. I think it was Kevin put it in chat. Somebody put it in chat earlier that all of them should get a blame. Do totally agree with that. But I think more of the senior players need to take responsibility, and the younger players have to take some, but not the majority of it. The other players do. And why haven't we signed Palunia? There you go. Why is Palunia Palunia was the great hope? Why haven't we signed him? Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think. Burville might see himself as a solution, maybe De Zerbi. Yeah, I trust what De Zerbi wants. I don't think De Zerbi has made up his mind on him. I don't think he has either. And I think he needs to come back from the World Cup and he needs to talk to him and say, look, he had a long conversation when he took charge at Tottenham De Zerbi. I think he might need just to reinforce what he said to him when he took charge and maybe just tell him, look, you are part of my plans. Put an arm around him. You're wanted. I'm going to use you and fight for me. Show me why I need to pick you. Give him that carrot. And then if he gives a player a carrot, then that player will fight tooth and nail to do that. I agree. But this transfer stuff will do it for him, probably. Don't think he suffers for. No, De Zerbi doesn't. De Zerbi really doesn't. Well, guys, we're going to close that. I mean, the poll was exciting. I mean, even the poll can sort this out. I mean, it's 50-50. Mind you, we've only had 2 votes, but 50-50. Anyway, listen, we're going to stop that there. But guys, thank you all for watching. Can you do me a favor? If you can, I want you to help me out with a young lad. His name's James. He's starting a new channel. Now, if I can find his channel link, I'd be really grateful. He has been on the channel once or twice, so just let me find it there. If Jess is watching, can you put the channel link in for us, Jess, if you can? I can't find it. Where is it now? I'm trying to find it here now if I can. Anyway, look, I'll find the link and put it in chat. But it's James. Where is it? Where is it now? I'm trying to find the link for this young. He's a very good young lad. Knows his stuff. He's starting a new food channel, I think. So is that it? Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. So let me just go onto his channel, so I can actually. There we go. Is that it? There we go. If you can do me a favor, guys, I would be IP link address. There we go. Right. Sorry. I'm having a mare today when it comes to tech today. Don't know why. Yeah, guys, if you can do me a favor and give this young lad, James, a bite. He's starting a new YouTube channel. He does lots of shorts on everything, but he's starting to do food. So if you can give him a like and a subscribe, it really will mean a lot to us all. So thank you so much. If you can do that for us, really grateful. None of us know. I just feel, based on last season, the fact that Zerbi used only players in the relegation tells me that he's wanting more experience. Probably you're right. Probably you're right, man. You want to say big up to Ban? Say shit, I could have had decided. You could have done the power. Yeah, that's so true. Thank you so much, guys. Will do, Dermy, on your state. He is a good young lad. So if you can give him a like, give him a subscribe, I really would appreciate it. But guys, I'm going to end it there. We're back tomorrow. Am I back tomorrow? I am back tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow, I'm thinking, am I back tomorrow? Yeah, I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock with the transfer show. And then on Wednesday, I'll be covering Scotland, Brazil. On Wednesday, I am then, I'll be doing then backup more World Cup watch-alongs as we're going to the round 32, round 16, and so on and so on. So yeah, be more watch-alongs for me. But guys, thank you all for watching. That is Jinx. So get over there. I'm on there at 9:45. Do go over there, THFC Raid if you can. Pick up the flat. It says, how do I start? Email me, buds, and I email you my WhatsApp, and I'll help you get started. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come on, you Spurs, and the mighty De Zerbi we trust.